Hey, black women. I wanted to add on to the conversation in reference to the sperm donors for black women deciding to have children by themselves and eliminate the risk of black femicide, domestic violence, domestic intimidation, domestic sexual abuse of minors and children, and etc. All of the things that black women experience in this society that the majority of society tends to act as if we don't experience, or as if we're some type of invisible woman that no one in this country or in this world, period, should acknowledge or care about. So in having that conversation, speaking about the sperm donors, right? I wanted to tell you guys that it's important whenever you're having a baby, whether it's choosing a sperm donor or having a child the so-called traditional way with the help of a father, right? Always check your insurance and go do the genetic testing for mutations, for any type of mental health inheritance like schizophrenia, things of that nature, even things like seizures and all other types of abnormalities or mutations that can happen in the human genome, right? So this is important, and the way you do this is you just contact your insurance company, find out the available testing that your insurance will cover, and then you choose a doctor and go. And make sure that before you go, you do quite a bit of a Google search to get the information that you need to know what questions to ask and what information that you should follow up on, or get more information from the doctor so that you are well informed, right? Then you go on and go out of your way to make a determination as to what reputable donor clinic or sperm bank you're going to go to, where you're going to get you're getting quality service and quality source, right? So that you can have that baby that's going to fulfill you, make you whole, complete you, do whatever it needs to do to make you happy in this life, right? The other thing would be, now this is not about the donor situation, this is just like a personal thing I wanted to speak about. There were a couple of videos in reference to a young black woman that died in Brooklyn Woodhull Hospital earlier this week. And I want to say to all the impoverished or struggling black women in New York, right? Please do me a favor and seriously educate yourself when it comes to childbirth in New York City. There are, tons of things that this mayor has done. Even though I don't like Eric Adams, he has done quite a lot to make sure that black women deliver and stay alive, okay? What you need to do is to always go on to the 311 website, which is www.nyc.gov/311, or call 311 so that you can have the information literally in regards to doula services and midwifery, home delivery in your home. It's not a difficult situation. I have literally done it with my own daughter, my oldest daughter, and it is something that is truly, it's magnificent to see. Like, I only marvel at the women of yesterday or the ones before, where they were very comfortable and stress-free about the fact that they were going to have their babies in their home, right? And then after they have, delivered, they go lay down in their own bed, stay in their home, and recuperate, recover, and the baby do the same. So until you have actually experienced that and know that having a baby is not supposed to be a time where your life is literally put at risk. It shouldn't be ever put at risk. It needs to be a time of enjoyment, happiness, all of those blissful things that you need and want out of life. So in order to ensure that, you just got to do a little preventative work before the actual delivery of the baby. And it's real easy. You go on the websites, www.nyc.gov/311. Get all of the doula and midwifery services information. You could also call 311, get that information as well. You could also Google all Medicaid services for midwifery search it as midwifery services covered by Medicaid in New York State or New York City, whichever one. Everything will come up. There are particular organizations in every borough of New York City that send out doulas and hook you up with individual midwives. The personal midwife that I use with my daughter, I'll later on today, when I get home, put it up on my community page so that you have access to Yen, right? Now, Yen is in Brooklyn, and she works with everyone. She works with everybody's insurance, every type of insurance, and she is a very thorough midwife. She comes with her whole team that comes into your home, including her husband, right? He doesn't always come in, but he always sits outside in case he needs to assist his wife in any manner, right? He's her husband, so he's being protective. And so she's such a good midwife that even after she delivers the babies, she usually holds a picnic or like a gathering of her clients a year later in Prospect Park in Brooklyn or some other location she chooses. I know when my youngest grandson, Nasir, was born, when he was about 9 months old, that was the timetable for her to have the clients gathering or picnic. So we attended a huge function in Prospect Park with her and every one of her clients for the previous year. And it was fun. It was great to meet all types of people that actually had their babies delivered by her. We made friends, we networked, and we actually got other information from people that were in the same field doing different things, right? Follow-up services, so-called aftercare services. So you need to do that, all right? No one needs to die in Woodhall Hospital. It's a horrible hospital. Black women in New York City, please don't ever go there. I know that if a lot of times when you're poor, you're living in the projects, or you don't have a lot of money, you literally depend on what the doctor says or what other people say around you. Don't always do that. Always look on the hospital website, which is www.hhs.gov, and find out how these hospitals were rated. The state has to inspect and rate these hospitals every year. Read into the hospital's report. See how many people died that year. See what violations they were ticketed for. What everything, it's issuances of violations, but the fastest way for me to get it to y'all to understand it would say ticket, right? So, but anyway, do all those things. Also, if you have issues, complain about the hospital. The only way you make things change is if you complain, okay? If you complain and if you stop using the services. So if people want the bad medical treatment of Woodhall Hospital to go away, you either have to stop going to the hospital altogether, or you're going to have to demand appropriate change through civil disobedience. And by that, I don't mean always striking and things like that. You can refuse to see doctors there and literally tell the insurance why. Like, you got to start utilizing your patient's rights. And when you get those health books, read the patient's rights area, because it explains to you how to make a complaint against doctors, different hospital staff, things that happen in the hospital, and etc., and how to make it to the state. And if in particular you have a very nasty nurse or doctor, you can make a complaint to the Professional Physicians Disciplines Board for everybody. Like, they have licenses from the state, and you can make complaints on their license and everything else, so that they have to be seen before the disciplinary board, and if found really guilty, they could lose their license. You have to start invoking your rights and standing up for ways to protect yourself. You gotta stop being complacent and fight for your rights, right? Literally. So in addition to that, I would also like you guys to know that in New York City, to not have that situation happen with the black lady that died in Brooklyn because she had some issues with her gestational, what was it, gestational diabetes. Look, look that stuff up. Find out all the things that can happen from pregnancy. Like, there's diabetes that can happen to you because you're pregnant. There's also a form of heart disease that can happen to you when you're pregnant because of the pregnancy. So you need to know all these things, learn the terms, and all it takes is a quick Google search. And to be perfectly honest with you, black women, if you could come on here and watch Cynthia G, that Queen Maker lady, and all the rest of them talk all that nonsense all day, you have enough time to sit down, go on Google, and dedicate time to learning about how to protect your own health. And those are the things you should be doing on here, okay? There are tons of YouTube pages dedicated to black women and their prenatal care, pregnancy journey, delivery, and aftercare. So you need to get into that, all right? Don't just come on here and waste your time with idle chat and conversation about stupidity. The bottom line with all this stupidity talk about relationships with black males is, if you don't want issues with them, don't deal with them. Don't date them. Don't talk to them. Don't mess with them. If you don't want to die from black femicide, do not date them. Stay away from them. Separate yourself from them. It is really that simple, okay? You should not be that reliant on other women on this platform to tell you how to use common sense, how to use deductive reasoning, and understand that you're not here to be abused by anyone. And if someone is abusing you, then there are several organizations throughout this country that help with domestic violence in every way. And the first start, or the easiest way to deal with that, is to simply call 911, let the police come do their damn job, okay? So please stop. Stop being a complacent victim in things in this world that are anti-black and put here to work against you, when you could just take a small amount of preventative action to change all of that. So I'm going to put up Yen, who is a midwife's information later on the community page. But please take the time out to consider a lot of the things that I spoke about here today, because it is important. Like, if we want people to care about us, the most important message and thing we have to understand as a group of women collectively is that you have to advocate for yourself, because if you don't, no one else is going to care about you. That's as simple as it gets, right? You have got to care about yourself for other people to care about you. When you show advocacy for yourself and all of that social justice warrior spirit that you give to these idiots when they get shot by police, if you show that towards yourself, talk up, speak up about black femicide, sign petitions, show up to the black women's marches, always talk about it everywhere you go, demand some justice for it, it will be given attention. It's the old adage, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So you got to make noise about things that concern you if you want other people to start caring about them. All right, that's it for now. Have a great day. Bye.